Hey, so today we're going to be going over the best ways to get XP in A Township Tale. Unlike most games out there today, A Township Tale's XP system works based on number of hits, not number of kills. And so, all of the current XP farming methods are based around how to maximize number of hits without spending too much time, effort, or materials. This guide is just focused around getting XP for skill points, not what certain skills do or which you should pick. If you want an in-depth look at skills themselves, Pink Lemon has a pretty good set of videos about the skill shrines and the skills included. Also, this video won't cover the XP system in the popular mod Voodoo. With that out of the way, let's jump right in with melee XP. Because we're trying to maximize the number of hits, we don't want a slow weapon or one that does a lot of damage, as one that does a lot of damage would kill the enemies far too fast for us to get much XP from them. There are currently two effective strategies for farming melee XP. The first one is the dual dagger method, and it's pretty straightforward. You basically just get 2 copper or gold daggers, find some worms or goteras, and stab the crap out of them with the knives. Lots of XP, but a bit more costly and definitely more tedious than Method 2. Method 2 is to take the bowl handle and cover it in bone spikes, as those do almost no damage. Then you go up to worms or goteras, place the handle against them, and spin it. It's cheap, it's easy, and it gets tons of XP really quickly. Now on to archery. As with melee, there are 2 main methods for grinding XP, although both of them are more difficult and tedious than the melee ones. The first method is basically to just grab a ton of rusty arrows, head up to the quarry, get on top of one of the 2 rocks pictured on screen now, and shoot them into a bunch of turbots. Pretty easy, pretty cheap, but quite time consuming, especially if there's lag and hit reg is broken. The second one is pretty much the same, except instead of firing rusty arrows from a bow, you just throw rocks at the turbotas. My personal recommendation for grinding archery XP is to get a bunch of rusty arrows and a bunch of rocks, so that when you get tired of the movements from one method, you can swap to the other. Also, you can carry a lot more that way. When it comes to mining skills, there's only really one way to do it. Get a bunch of flint pickaxes, find a bunch of mineable things, usually there are quite a few in the quarry, and just go ham. Hit them as many times as possible. Also, hitting turbotas does not give mining XP, so don't waste your time with those. And for woodcutting, take what was said about mining XP, but replace all the mineable things with trees. Not goteras, but actual trees. Flint pickaxes also work as axes, so if you're already grinding out one, the other shouldn't be too hard. There's no way around it. Blacksmithing XP is the most work to get. There's no special tricks to make it go really quickly, no easy way to get a bunch of XP fast. You just have to smith blades. Some will swear by their Valiant rapier blades and small copper hammers, but really, it's all about the same. Just get your hammer, heat up some blades, and get forging. That said, there are a few things to remember when farming blacksmithing XP. 1. Always make sure that your hammer is made out of a weaker metal than the blade you're forging, so that it takes more hits to complete. So if your blade is made of iron, don't use a mithril hammer on it. 2. Don't purchase any blacksmithing skills until you either have max skill points, 3, or enough for whatever specific skill you're trying to get, because they make blades get forged faster and increase the overall metal cost per XP level. Without blacksmithing skills, I finished this red iron blade using a copper hammer in this much time and this many hits, and with blacksmithing skills, I finished it in this much time and this many hits. 3. If you've just finished forging a blade and nobody needs it, melt it down into ingots and use those ingots to make more blades. And that's everything you should need to know about XP farming in the current version of A Township Tale. Just remember to have fun, and be sure to check out Pink Lemon's series on the skill shrines if you don't know what skills you want, or even what profession or professions you want to spec into. There should be a link for that in the description. See ya!